Hey, what's up, guys? Chris Steves with eXp Realty in Ottawa, and let's get into another market update. I'm going to give you my thoughts on where the market's going. It's a general economics, big picture stuff. When a good time to buy or sell might be. It's currently middle of March 2024. Anyways, interesting. I just heard the U.S. announced their spending. The Federal Reserve announced their spending budget for next year, $7.3 trillion. It's a lot of money, guys. That's apparently 20% more than the astronomical spending that they've done this year. Spending's out of control. Printing new money out of control. What does that do to inflation? What does that do to the value of the currency? It's devaluing the dollar every single day. So, this is all going to tie together, guys. But just to touch on inflation, I just don't see it going away. I see just more and more money being pumped out there. The cost of everything going to rise, especially just overall cost of living is rising quickly. And so labor is rising in proportion to that because everybody has to earn a wage that allows them to live. So everybody everywhere, all these workers are now doing everything they can to charge more and more and more money so that they can pay their expensive bills and pay for their expensive cost of living, which is on a runaway train. So, where does it end? And how does it end? It's a real problem, guys. I see inflation being a real problem. It's going to hurt so many people in their disposable income, discretionary income, luxury items for households like going on expensive vacations, going out to expensive dinners, shoes, purses, clothing. That's the stuff that's going to get hit. And, just economically, things just kind of slow down because people are spending less and less and less. People are then earning less, businesses are earning less, people are getting laid off or fired, and the economy just slows down further and further. We're not seeing it dramatically right now, but we do see the underlying hints of what's happening. And I think that this is something that's coming and is going to continue to be a bigger problem in the future. So that's why I say it's time to think ahead and brace yourself for what's coming. So yes, inflation, a problem. Disposable income, a problem. Household income is not rising quick enough for the increased cost of living that we have here in Canada. So, all this ties into real estate and housing and affordability. Again, I've said this before. How does affordability for housing get any better? With all these economic factors, I just don't see it. There's the optimists out there that are hopeful that interest rates come down, which they might. I'm not saying they're going to come down very much. Sure, they might come down a bit. I don't think it's going to be very much because I just don't see how they can. Inflation's a real problem. But if they do come down, the price of housing is just going to rise in direct proportion to the interest rates. So it's not actually going to get any cheaper. Lower interest rates is certainly going to help a lot of people who are on variable rates, and they're not going to have as much for their monthly expenses. Their mortgage will come down. Their mortgage costs come down. So that's a win, and I like it. But I don't think rates would come down much, and I don't see it as being a big enough factor to bring Canadian and Ottawa housing down to a point where the average working person can get into this market in most of the major cities. Sure, you can go out into the middle of nowhere where housing is extremely cheap, and yeah, you might have some options in northern Quebec, or, as an example. But the major cities where the vast majority of our population is, the housing affordability is just not going to come down to a point where the regular Joe can afford to buy a home. So we have a real problem there. I don't think affordability is going to be any better than it is today, and we can take a closer look. there's real estate cycles. I think this is the year to buy. Do you need to buy today? Not necessarily. Why? Because inventory levels are low right now and they're going to creep up. They always do. I'm going to show you guys my screen here. This is tracking inventory levels for residential properties in Ottawa. Looking over the last few years, January 1st, 2021, this is in the middle of winter. Active or conditional listings, 945. January 1st, 2022, 891. This is extremely low for residential house listings or condo listings. But watch what happens as we come into, this is 2022, coming into summertime. Watch the numbers creep up. Everybody starts listing their home in the springtime. Now we're at 1,000, 1,400, 1,500, 2,100, 2,900, 3,000 listings in August. September they hit 31, October 31. So as a buyer right here, you have way more options, way more opportunity to pick and choose and find a good deal. So guys, if this is your year, which I think it should be, get out, start shopping around and get ready and wait for deals in the summertime when everybody else is on vacation. Start shopping, start making offers. I think there's going to be deals. Now, we come back down to winter time, December, January. What happens? Inventory levels drops right back down again. Not nearly as low because now it's 2023 and things are different. But it's the same cycle. We've got January, and then watch what happens as we come into summertime. February, March, April. You got 2,000, 2,500, 2,700, 3,100, 33, 34, 35, 4,000 listings by October 1st of 2023. This is a lot of listings, guys. And when do you want to buy? Do you want to buy when there's no listings back in the winter? No, you want to buy when there's tons of listings, tons of options. You as a buyer will do way better when you have many options. Again, back into winter time, what happens? Inventory level drops right back down again. But you can see here we are, 2024, starting to creep its way back up again. So, if you're a buyer, you want to get into this market, I'm going to say it, July, August, September, this year, I think that's the time to buy. So, that's my 2 cents on that. That's what I would focus on. I would say get ready, get your ducks in a row, get your financing lined up, speak to your mortgage broker. I think this summer and this fall, we are going to see some deals. And then next year, 2025 and beyond, I think it's anybody's guess, but I don't think the deals are going to be here anymore. Why? Because everybody's adjusting to this new world and this new economy that we're in. Interest rates may come down, which I think they'll come down slightly. And money everywhere, because like I said, they're printing, these governments are just printing money, flooding our countries with new money everywhere. And I think that money is going to just continue to find its way back into real estate, and it's going to drive prices up. Even though affordability is gone, affordability for most people in major cities is gone, it's over. I still think prices will continue to rise. Why? Because just money is everywhere, and holding on to cash is useless. It's going down in value every month. Get it working for you. Put it into things, the stock market, buy tangible items, buy real estate. Money will find its way into real estate and it'll keep the prices propped up. So, I think now is the time, if you're a buyer, time to buy. The affordability is this year. Try and the banks have dropped their rates somewhat, trying to be competitive. Bank of Canada hasn't dropped their rates, but the banks themselves are trying to be competitive. They've dropped their rates. Take advantage of this. I think this is your shot. And I say this because I worry that within the next few years, real estate is a runaway train again, and it's over. Those people out there that are sitting on the sidelines and are hoping, the window will, if it's not already closed, it's closing fast. And I don't want to be the one to say it. I'm just being open and honest that, it's a wake-up call. I wish it was better. I wish everybody could afford to have a beautiful house. I would love that for everybody in Canada. But, listen, I don't make the rules. I don't create these opportunities. I'm just the messenger, giving it to you as honest as I can. So, guys, that's it. I wish everybody best of luck, and as always, you have questions, always happy to help, always happy to answer questions. Um, you know, it's a time to be informed. It's a time to be careful with what you're buying. Be careful with your decision making. And honestly, I do think if you can get into this real estate market, do it sooner than later, and you'll be happy later on. All right.